Hi everyone, this is Lynissa Hayes, Makers Avenue. I'm back today with some more Miniverse Create with the Nature series and a few spring remixes. We're gonna start off simple. I've really just enjoyed the Nature series. There's a few more that I still need to collect. And as you can see, I think these are the daisies in a little milk can. They look so adorable, so cute. I like how they have this little clear container to hold the flowers, and then you can put them in the milk can. I didn't really go like um, too great. I kind of kept it to what's on the. I can't think of the words. I kept it to what's on the pictures, but I am going to add a ribbon to tie on the milk can just to give it a little extra zhuzh. So yeah, I have been busy just doing the end of school year things and getting prepared for summer. I can't wait. So be prepared for more videos. And also, I've just been busy with other types of crafts because I've just been in the mood to craft all of the things. So that's why I haven't put out as many Miniverse videos. I am still doing Miniverse. I just been crafting a lot of other stuff, and hopefully I'll be putting out more videos of more just different types of craft stuff because that's what I like to do. So here is the little this is the no, not the koi pond. This is the little pond with the frog, and I love the rocks, and I love the little pond and the tree frog, and it looks so adorable. And so, of course, I'm going to hot glue the little plant at the bottom, and I'm gonna add my rocks. I'm not going to. I'm gonna put the resin on top. Again, I don't like resin at the bottom because the light's not going to hit it properly. So just put the resin on top to set it in place. And I originally just love, there's something so relaxing about the nature series. I guess it's because it's nature. I could use more nature. But have you noticed that it seems like Miniverse has kind of slowed down with their releases? We're so accustomed to them putting things out, and now it's like we haven't had any releases in a while. I'm not complaining about that. I still got a lot to catch up on. So I still got a lot to do. But, I feel like they gotta, maybe they probably, I know other people are probably like, where's the new releases? I feel like they probably need to get a balance with that. But I know with everything that's going on, I feel like maybe, collect all the Miniverse that we can because who knows how that pricing and stuff is going to start being affected. So I just glue my little tree frog on top. Now here is where I'm going to go a little bit different. Since it is water, I wanted to make it look more, I want, bubbles and I'm just using these holographic blue beads for that I use for jewelry, just putting a few there to make it look like there's little bubbles in the pond, and I feel like it's just a cute little touch. So that's how I am doing that, and that's the result, and I love it. And now we're on to the lilac and the cilantro. Now the labels came upside down. So I'm going to fix that. Thankfully, the stickers were pretty easy to remove. So I'm just going to peel them off and re-stick them back on. No big deal. But, speaking back to what I was saying about new releases, again, I'm not worried. Well, I'm not worried, period. I still got a lot, and I mean a lot to catch up on. I still got the appliances. I still haven't touched the Honeydukes series yet. I still have the multi-packs that I need to finish. I got a lot, and then I just have a lot of old recipes. I have things from previous series that I haven't been able to touch. So, it doesn't bother me that there are no. It doesn't seem like any new releases out right now because I need to catch up. So I don't know when there will be, and there's still some rares I'm gonna look for. trying to look for, even though I know it's going to be a hard time to find it. So what I'm doing here is I'm lining that little tray with paper so that way it can sit, those cans could sit higher, and I can see the more the detail of the sticker on the cans, and that just gives a little bit of height. And usually I did the dirt a little bit different this time. Uh, right now, you're going to see me pour in some resin first. I want to give it some height in my in my can, so I'm going to use the resin so that way I'm not, I don't have to put in all the dirt. That's just how I decided to do it. So that I'm giving it like the plant a little platform to sit on. And this time I'm not going to use any resin for the dirt. Sometimes I do, but I didn't really feel like it. Sometimes when I mix the resin with the dirt, I just felt like putting it in. I didn't feel like mixing. And I felt like because just the way the cans are, the way the dirt is sitting in the cans, I don't think the dirt's going to move anywhere. I feel like the plant's going to be pretty secured since I glued it down first on top of the resin. So I think the dirt is good. The only reason why I put resin in dirt is like if I feel like the miniature is going to fall, I don't want the dirt falling out all over the place. But I feel like we're good here. I don't think the dirt's gonna go anywhere. And I think the same thing for the rest of the projects that I'm doing with the dirt. And this time I'm not really mixing the resin into the dirt. You can, I just didn't want to. It's because as you can see, the can gives you such a small space, and I feel like I would have touch more resin than I would have needed to, or it would have gotten all over the place and it would just been messy. So forego on the resin and the dirt this time. And I just love the way it looks. Oh, I was wrong. I lied. There goes the resin. So, okay, I didn't mix the resin in the dirt. I'm kind of using it as a layer on top of the dirt. So, not exactly mixing it, still works. So now we got the carrots, and I'm just going through which ones I have and which ones, and I just realized I still need the lettuce. I don't have it. I thought I did, but I don't. And now we're gonna make the little carrots. So now this one for sure, I know that I did not put any resin in the dirt, so that's what I was thinking about. Okay, so we're just going to put the resin in the container, and I already had some dirt lying out, and like again, this made me feel like I was gardening, and I'm not a gardener. But I've kind of been thinking, like, what if gardening is, for me, it seems like a lot of work that I don't want to do. And in an ideal world where there weren't any bugs or pests, I would probably, get into gardening. But to me, I associate gardening with bugs and, pests, spiders, worms, all that gross stuff. Wasp. As soon as it gets warm outside, the wasps start coming out, and we always have wasps near out. So I knew if I was gardening, I would have to deal with all of that, and I'm just not that type of girl. But sometimes in my mind, I like to imagine an ideal world, an ideal situation where everything is perfect, and I would be that type of girl who gardens in her beautiful romantic garden. And I like the idea of gardens. I love gardens. I just don't like all the work. So now we're on to the strawberries. And now I'm going to do a similar process. I think I'm going to glue it. I'm going to glue my plant in with the hot glue. Makes sense. But yeah, I remembered our church had, at one point, we had a garden, like, because our pastor is very country, and our church it's a very small church, but we had like a lot of acres of land, and so we had like our own church garden, and I didn't help. I didn't help like plan anything, but I like the idea of going out there and occasionally picking stuff. But even then, I didn't really. I'm like I let other people do it because I didn't like the dirt. I didn't like I didn't like the all the dirty, all the pesky things and the bugs and the stuff. I like the idea of it. And now, again, thinking about recent events and produce and how prices are going to get higher, I feel like, oh, a community garden would be nice. Would be nice again. Gardening, even inside gardening, or I started thinking about what if I had like one of these planter boxes. I feel like I can handle that. So maybe I might look into that kind of stuff. I don't know. I doubt it. But maybe, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll look at what it takes to have create like a planter box like these, or if you can get them ready made. I feel like I could do that. Maybe that's acceptable, you know? And maybe that will actually encourage me to eat veggies. Well, I do eat veggies, but I'm saying more unique veggies, like, and be adventurous. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So I like this crate that they gave us, and I know you could take the little strawberries off, but I wanted to fill my container in strawberries and keep it on all the time. So I'm taking some of the strawberries from previous, and I have all, my ingredients in these little like Tic Tac container boxes that I got from Joann's a while ago. And I like how you could just take the strawberries off the plant and that you could put them back on. They're so cute. I accidentally got a double of these. And so, of course, when I make something, I kind of just want it to stay. So I'm going to put resin on it. So I cut the little strawberry flower off and put it on top to give it a nice little touch. And I'm put the resin on top. But this whole little nature series, I've been watching with love, Meghan, and it's reminding me of that and how she has this cute little garden. See, I think that's what I kind of imagine myself if I created a garden. That's how I would want it to look like, and that's how I would want to feel like. but I, but I don't have all the land and all the prettiness, so I know it's not gonna be like ideal like that. So I'm an indoor type of girl. I think I should just stick with the crafts and stick with all the indoor crafts. That's me. That is so me. Plus, we live in, I live near the coast of Texas and we got flooding and it's hot and you got all these other issues. So I don't think it would be that ideal. But I was like, I was like, I always wanted like a fruit tree, like lemons and, you know, yeah, listen, fruit tree like that. And I was like, oh, I went by the grocery store and they had fruit trees I'm like, oh my gosh, they're selling fruit trees. And I was like, oh, well, of course, that's how you would get a fruit tree, is that you would get it when it's small and plant it. But for some reason that was shocking to me because I just have a hard time associating, even though I know people with fruit trees, it's just hard associating you could just have a fruit tree in your yard. And I know I just don't I just don't associate that stuff normally growing in your backyard unless it's just already there with the house. But so maybe I guess I could one day consider having a fruit tree. I remember one summer, and this is just me rambling. I remember one summer I went to Germany. Now, Germany has the best gardens in the world, in my opinion. Their gardens are so huge and they're part of their homes, and it just felt magical. I felt like if I was in Germany, I would probably learn how to plant, probably learn how to garden because it was magical. It felt wonderful. Everything was so perfect and beautiful, and it was just like it was like a different time. It was like that slow living that you just really enjoy. So it makes you really appreciate life and just slow down. So yeah, I think that's like my ideal when I think back to Germany. And I don't remember all those pesky bugs. I'm pretty sure they had some, but I don't remember them. So now we're going to like I'm doing the spring kind of like remix. Now these are the popsicles, cake pops. I hate cake pops. I don't like to eat them. But these are cute. This is one of the rares from Diner Series 3. Yeah. And I finally found a few of the rares. I found two rares, the cake pops and the chili fries. Still looking for the ice cream sandwiches. I'm still looking for the rares for the Diner series, and the rares for Harry Potter. They're pretty much impossible to find because the boxes that they're supposed to be sold in, I have yet to see those boxes in my stores. So, but these were the only ones that have been able to find so far. So I'm keeping the color the same, and I'm gonna make these cake pops more springy. So I'm going to cure it with the lamp, but this time I'm gonna do a little different. I want to, because again, I know that if I just use the resin for the sprinkles, again, if the sprinkles ever fall off, there's going to be a layer of resin that's going to still be wet, so, and uncured, because the light can't touch it. So instead, I'm using the this glitter paint. You can use any sort of glitter paint, and not only that, but it's going to add an extra little sparkle to it, which I love. And so I just put some glitter paint on the side, and I'm dipping my cake pop in the sprinkles, and it's going to dry. So I like this little hack, and then I'm going to add other little decorations to it, and I really enjoyed the way these came out. Now of course with the glue it's going to take a little bit to dry, so some of the sprinkles kind of want to droop while you're at the beginning until it gets dry enough. And in that case I would just take a little tool and just push it back up into place, and it worked, and it turned out just as cute, or dare I say even cuter. So that's what I'm doing here. And like I said, I don't like to eat cake pops. They're one of those desserts that I feel like they're cute, but I don't want to eat it. I think the reason why is because it's just mushed up cake. And I don't like that texture, and I want to enjoy the actual fluffiness of the cake, and you're just smushing it all together, making it compact, and and you're adding more frosting, and then the outside of the cake pop, usually the melts and all the stuff is just too sugary sweet, and to me it's no longer enjoyable. I don't like all that. I don't like sugary sweet stuff. So I love sweets, but just not disgustingly sugary sweet. So I'm not a cake pop girl, but like I said, I like the way people decorate them. I feel like that's one of the desserts that I would create just for decoration, but not to actually eat it. So that's my little spiel on cake pops. That's where I stand. And so now I'm coming in with some flowers and some little embellishments that I've often shown or used in my projects. These are from Crazy Fun, but I also recently found, and I think I showed it a little, or you'll see it again. I also recently found a cute little embellishment box from Hobby Lobby. It's kind of, and you don't have to, you can get them, you can get these kind of charms and stuff from Amazon's. You could just look up nail charms or resin. This is for resident and kind of decadent, but you can use, because they're small enough for nails, so you kind of could incorporate it. But this is from a site called Crazy Fun. It's for resonant clay crafts, but pretty much it's the same stuff you would use for your nails. So that's what you can search on Amazon. You will get a lot of different options, and so I really like to add this. Now I'm being extra. I love this kit from Crazy Fun because she has a lot of different stuff. This is the accessories pack, and I'm just going to take these little tiny bows and add it at the bottom, and just dab a little hot glue, and it turned out so cute. Yeah, because I would never make bows that tiny. I don't know how she makes them, but but it turned out so cute. I was fighting with the glue gun or the glue because it kept wanting to, you see that string? I would pull off the string and something else would fall off. So but anyway, that is the final look of the cake pops. It just looked adorable. And I think this is my last one for today. I'm going to do lemon blueberry cookies. Again, it's like a spring inspired dessert. I think I saw not Miniverse. I can't remember. It was one of the it's one of a Miniverse creator on Instagram. I think it's Mini Mo. I think it's her. Anyway, somebody did like a blueberry lemon cake, and it was cute, and it was like a white, I think it was the white cake from the Alice in Wonderland set or the Happy Birthday set. And that's what I wanted to do. But then I only had one of those white cakes, and I knew I could paint, I could have painted one of the other cakes that I have. I didn't feel like painting it. So I decided, you know what, I have several sugar cookie sets. So I'm going to use one of the sugar cookie sets and make lemon blueberry cookies instead. And so I'm putting a layer of white resin, and I'm going to put in this yellow cream resin that's kind of like my lemon custard or lemon, I'm not going to do every single one. I only do a few of them because I want to give the cookies variety. And I'm going to I'm going to cure the resin. And just like the cake pops, I'm going to go in with a different color of glitter glue. So like I was saying, glitter glue is a great alternative when you don't want to use resin. It's another safe alternative. And things that once it dries, things stick pretty well to it. I don't really have any problems. Not only that, but the sparkle is gorgeous. So as you can see, it's very sparkly. I got my blueberries and I got some lemons. And I'm going to use the glitter glue or as the glitter paint as my resin. And so the lemons fit. I just cut them in half, lemon slices in half. And I'm going to place the blueberries how I would like it. Pretty simple. And I'm going to do this same thing for the rest of the cookies. And they just look so fancy and so yummy. So these are like lemon blueberry shortbread cookies. I would eat that. I love good tart. That's the kind of sweetness I like. I like sweets that are fruity and little tart, or either like dark chocolate. So those are my type of sweets. Or you can combine the two, dark chocolate with fruity taste. Delicious. So now I'm just going to do the same for the rest. And now I'm going to get a little creative. And I'll start again pulling little charms and seeing which ones. Now this is the one from Hobby Lobby, and it's gorgeous. Again, you can find this in the resin section where they kind of keep the resin section and the jewelry section. And I put some of like cute little flowers, and I kind of switch it up so they're not the same. And I even want to do take it a little bit fancy, like if I was on with Love Meghan. Am I saying the name of the show right? Anyway, if I was on that show, that would be my result. So anyway, I'm sorry that the end got cut off. I think the battery was dying, and so the footage got caught up. But here is the rest of the results. This is what I was served. We had like a spring picnic, and I had the ideal garden. But I hope you enjoyed. The different things that I made. Let me know what you're making right now, and if you're catching up on your Miniverse creations. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like or comment and subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Have a good day. Bye.